how are you today? So if you see me, then you know it's Tuesday and Thursday. It's our recording day, guys, so I'm really excited to be talking about what we're talking about. I'm going to sound really congested. I'm going to probably cough a couple of times, let you know I'm not feeling 100, but best believe I was going to do this video, so I am doing this video. This one's going to be really good, guys, but before we get there, I want to tell you guys who I am. I'm Belize Spivey. I'm known as the STD life coach. I help individuals who have newly or old STI or STD diagnosis. I give them education, support, and also give them practical steps to overcome the stigma of their STI or STD experience. So I really want you guys to understand today is really important, because this is something that many people ask me this. It's going to be kind of like, how can you say that but you say this type thing, but I'm going to explain everything I'm going to say and why I say what I say, and why herpes is kind of like on this, like, it's an STD and it's not an STD thing. So the video today is about oral herpes is not really considered a STI or STD. Watch. Are you today? If you're seeing me, which is Belize, anything about outbreaks, this is the series that you're gonna learn everything you can learn. If you feel like I'm leaving something out, please go in the comment. Like, who told you that desire was normal? Who told you that watching that was fine? Who told you that? If God said it in the beginning of the word, just how many times have the devil told you something was normal? Hey guys, how are you today? So I'm so excited. You know who I am. I'm Belize Spivey, the world woman area, and let me know, like, Belize, do a video on this, or Belize, do a video on that. And best believe, guys, I'm gonna do what I do best, is make a video about it. So I want to tell you guys, I appreciate everybody. I'm loving on everybody. I'm happy you guys are loving the If many people, if you don't know anything about herpes, then watch the rest of the videos and they kind of help you. But this is for my individuals who are very much aware about herpes. But this is where the line get crossed so many times. Most of us know people who got cold sores, fever blisters. Right now is winter, so you're seeing a lot of people with cold sore, fever blisters around their mouth, on their mouth, on their lips. Some people get it on their cheeks, some people get it on their nose, some people get it on their chin. So you're seeing people with these, and most people, when they see people with cold sores or fever blisters, or look like blemishes, or, you know, they're just having a bad acne, we're first thinking like, oh, cold sores, fever blisters, no biggie, it's just cold outside, they're just sick, they fine. Nobody ever consider what the quote unquote what they consider a skin condition okay? It is a form of, it's on the skin, but it is a virus. I'd like to tell y'all that, okay? It just affects the skin. But when people see it, they're not like, oh my god, they have herpes. They're not looking at it like that, because nobody ever really considered cold sores, fever blisters, those blemishes or whatever, herpes. So I want us to understand right off the bat that most people are not moved, not everybody, but many people are not moved by it because they really don't know what it is. And we have literally desensitized or destigmatized oral herpes compared to genital herpes, okay? Genital herpes, like, oh my god, you're gonna die, it's horrible, it hurts, blah blah blah. And that's not everybody's story, okay? But for so long we're watching commercials on TV on Blistex and Carmax and all types of other stuff, and it's talking about cold sores, it's talking about fish blister, and we don't cringe. We don't cringe at all. You're not cringing because you really just didn't know what it was. And if you knew what it was, then you probably still wouldn't cringe because you heard it for so long. What you don't know, we tend cringe on because we don't know anything about it, or we know the stigma about it. So I really want us to understand that for so long, oral herpes was not considered an STD in nobody's mind. Nobody looked at cold sores and fever blisters as an STI. And truthfully, if you do your research, when you do your research for herpes simplex virus, they're talking about genital herpes. Most of your stats, most of your facts are coming for genital herpes. It has nothing to truly do with oral oral. Now if you go to the CDC and American Sexual Association, they'll talk a snippet on oral, but they really don't. They're talking about genital. A lot of the stats are based off genital herpes. So with that being said, guys, if you think like that, they're saying that genital herpes is an STI, STD, and oral herpes is not. That's what's really being promoted if you really want to look at it. But for my individuals who have oral herpes and you end up getting their diagnosis, they don't feel that way. But when you get into the doctor's office, they're like, oh, no big deal. Everybody got cold sores. Everybody get fever blisters. And that's not true. Everybody ain't get no cold sores. And everybody don't get fever blisters, okay? All right, that's not the truth for everybody. Everybody don't get that. That's not saying they don't have the virus, because 80% of people do have the virus and they don't know it. But that doesn't mean everybody is having those type of symptoms. And that's something else we have to kill as well. That just because you have oral herpes does not mean that you will have it the same as everybody else. Some people get it outside their mouth. Some people get it inside their mouth. Some people get it on their gums. Some people feel like they get it on the side of their mouth. Some people get it close to their teeth. Okay? So I really want us to understand, or get it on our nose, cheeks, or whatever. I really want us to understand that for so long we didn't know what it was. And since we didn't know it and they didn't want no big fuss, number one, they don't want a big fuss because little kids are getting cold sores. They don't want to walk around and say that your 2-year-old has an STI or STD. That is scary. The first thing you're going to think is somebody molested them, raped them, did something to them. No, they got kissed by their mom. They got kissed by their cousins. They got kissed by their grandmas. All these things, these are simple things. And let's be honest, orally, and I'm not talking about from the oral sex point. I'm talking about just simple intimacy with family. It's many families based off culture. Kissing is a greeter. That's how you greet. That's how you love on each other. That's how you say hi. So just imagine if that's your culture in your family and nobody understands that cold sores and fever blisters is a virus that you can pass on, how easily it passed on, and it was not from a sexual place. It was from a greeting place. It was from a loving place. It was an embracing place. So I really want us to understand, they didn't want to say that because they don't want everybody looking thinking everybody got an STI, STD from having sex. Because that's not the case. Orally, most people are not. That's not how they're getting. They get it from kissing. Kissing. Simple things. Things that you do and you may not even progress to sex. Things that you do with people that is not even sexual in no way at all. Okay? So guys, I really want us to consider and understand that oral herpes is really not considered an STI or STD within the medical field. And that is the reason why. And I want y'all to know the reason why, because you're wondering why I can't really find information on my condition. Why I can't really find anything on HSV1. Because really they don't like to consider that one STD only if it hits the genital. So let me go into that just for a snippet. If you have HSV1, which is oral for some people, not everybody, but if you have sex with somebody, oral sex with somebody who have cold sores and fever blisters and they're having an outbreak at their current time and you don't know it, which most people don't think anything of it, and they perform oral sex on you, you're at a high risk of contracting it genitally. It's not changing the type. It's just letting you know you're getting it based off a location. So for my individuals who have an HSV1 genital, basically somebody had it orally, they perform genital, like oral sex on you, and voila, that's how you get into your genital area. And most people don't know, type 1, quote unquote, oral is very popular for the reason why most people have genital herpes in the first place. Genital herpes is not really HSV2. It was back in the day. It was back in the day because they were going based off locations and indicators and things like that. They came out around 1960. But as sex progressed over the years, which sex has always progressed, but as the information on sex and the behaviors of sex progressed where it was more documented and things like that, we're realizing, okay, well, this stuff can move. Long as they come in contact with it, they can get it. And the type don't really matter as much as we thought it did. Okay, guys? So yes, the types, quote unquote, matter pertaining to identifiers, but it really doesn't matter pertaining to where it can go. Okay, it's very possible it can go either or. Okay, just to let you guys know that. So today I really wanted to stress to you guys that really they don't like to consider cold sores and fever blisters STIs or STDs, guys. And we got to remember everybody's not getting it because they had sex with somebody. I just want to kill that stigma right now. Just because you have cold sores or fever bliss does not mean you had sex. I have many clients who had it since they were a child, since they were infants, because somebody gave it to them. Okay, guys? So don't just assume, and this is for my people who are not really educated about herpes and watching this video. Don't just assume just because you've seen somebody with a cold sore and a fever bliss that they got it from having sex. That may not be their story. So let's kill that stigma today and pass that information on for anybody who made, make jokes or whatever about somebody who got cold sores and fever bliss. She's like, first of all, you can get that from simply kissing. Kill their minds, guys. Kill it. It's something so simple that all of us do. Everybody has been kissed in their life, period. Everybody have experienced that. Okay, you're born to somebody kissed you. Okay, so with that being said, guys, I really want us to kind of kill that stigma, for us to understand why we really can't find much information about HSV1, and then understand how it's easily transmitted to genital, and why you kind of like, how do I have type 1 or cold sores genitally? Just because somebody else had it and they just passed to you and you still have the same type, but you just know your location. So that's that. So I hope this helps you guys in so many ways, kind of bust your brain a little bit to say, okay, Lisa, I had that question. Thank you. Finally, somebody answered clearly. And y'all know that's what my channel is for, is to bust down these, bust down. Okay, I'm sorry. But to like literally tear down these stigmas and give us clear information about herpes, because right now the information on herpes is so scatterbrained and it's irritating, because one say this and one say that and one say this and one say that. No. When you come to me, you know I'm going to give you the information. If you ask me privately, I'm going to still give you the same information, because at the end of the day, guys, I want consistency in information. When we get the consistency in information, it's easier for us to prevent other people from getting it. But the information is scattered, then the rate's going to keep going up, because nobody understands it. It's not clear. You don't know what you can and cannot do. You don't know how it works. You don't know how it functions. You don't know anything. So my goal is to give y'all consistent information about herpes simplex virus over and over and over and over, and when I'm good and dead, and over and over and over again, that you guys can understand this information consistently and understand it, and we can stop asking the same questions over, because now we're constantly getting the same information, and that everything on the globe changed pertaining to herpes. So now we can get that consistency, and everybody can just say, I know, like we know about gonorrhea, like we know about syphilis, how we know about HIV. We need to get to a place where herpes is the same way, where I know what that is, and I know how it functions, I know about the medication, I know how to transmit, and I know how to prevent from getting it. I know what test to take. We got to get there. And we're